And we're back once again, only on It's After Hours, only on the after on set on Full Swap Radio. And joining me here on location, I have Josie Jaxxon. I'll be honest with Chris. So we got this guy. We got to get her on the show. We need to get her on the show. She's just 95 pounds of cuteness rolled up in a little package. Josie's already going. I got to figure out a way to somehow collaborate on a project. I don't know how. We're gonna make it happen. So we give you the pint-sized pixie herself, who's hardworking, well, very business savvy. I give you Mochi Mona. So Mochi, let's start off here with so lots going on here with you. You're doing all this stuff here. How do you find time? Because you have your OnlyFans, you have you're shooting for companies, you're collaborating with other projects. I mean, you're working almost every day. How do you keep it up and not just like run ragged or like inject like coffee into the veins every day? Go, okay, I'm awake 20 hours a day out of 24. I'm ready to go here.
I mean, I'm also a student too, part-time as well on top of that. But but it's not that difficult because with the shoots I do maybe 3 to 4 shoots a month max. So that's not really too much time. And that takes up maybe I'll do a couple of day trips and then a couple of those will end up being 3 to 4 day trips and I'll turn those into vacation because I'll see friends there and OnlyFans in my school I can take with me and do wherever I want. So it's really not too hard. I kind of set it up so that everything can kind of stack on top of each other really nicely. So when I'm doing work professionally, when I'm not on camera on set, I can still be doing work for OnlyFans and like social media stuff. And then I get back home and I'm like, oh, I have some spare time. Let's go to the gym. Let's go to the beach. Let's hang out with my animals. Like, and yeah, it's not too hard. I don't know.
What so you said you have 3 to 4 like professional shoots a day or a month. How many are you doing like collab wise just for OnlyFans?
I actually don't do a whole lot of collab work. I think I'm about to start doing some girl collab work for the first time with Aria Valencia. I did a VR scene with her last month and we've just become like really good friends since. She's also collabed with
Nice.
Jason Pierce, my boyfriend, which I know you have too. So it's just like everybody that's collabed with him, I'm kind of like I just tend to get along with them so far. He's got good taste in people, so I'm like I trust his intuition. So
Okay,
I'm
so
looking forward to that.
how does that work being in a OnlyFans or porn relationship? Like do you guys are you constantly like, all right, yeah, this is my schedule, like this is who I'm fucking next week or this is what I because Jason does a combination of collabs and then professional stuff, right?
He
So
does.
what kind of like how does that work for you guys? Like what's the communication levels? Do you talk about your scenes or do you just kind of you're like, oh, I'm going to work and that's that.
There's an extent to which we talk about them, but like we definitely draw like a line just to like help prevent anything from happening potentially. Because an industry relationship is not necessarily the easiest to navigate. So we want to take a lot of precautions. I mean, there's a reason why we started off building as a friendship in the first place. He's the one that got me into the pro industry. He found me through social media. Like I popped up in his feed somehow and he was like, oh, San Diego OnlyFans creator. Oh, she's really cute. Like I'm gonna message her. And then we met and we just kind of started getting really close. And then sure as shit, like he got me signed with his company, like with his agency. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. And it was nice because I was able to talk to him about my scenes a lot at first. But like the more romantic it kind of got, the more it was like, let's like them down the details of how much we tell each other. But I know when he's like working, like he knows when I'm working. I'll talk to him about who I'm working with because I kind of look up to him as like somebody I can talk to about the pro industry, and he knows a lot about people too. Kind of people like if he knows like if they have a rep or not, or like if he's even worked with them even better, then I can really know like what are they like, So I will ask him in that sense, but like details of the scenes or anything too much. We don't need to talk about that kind of stuff. Like, we don't need to talk about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like right now he's in
Um,
Iowa. He's shooting for Private Society right now, and this whole week. So I'm like, he's having a good time over there right now.
I bet.
He doesn't really do too many collabs anymore because he's done so many. He's done a plethora of collabs, like over 100 different collabs, I think. um, So he and I will do collab work, and if he has custom requests, like I'll help him with the custom requests and stuff. So I think that's kind of helpful. But I've told him, I'm like, if like collabs come up and you want to do collabs, like I've told them multiple times, like you can do collabs, it's totally okay. I've last month I drove him to a collab for a boy, girl, 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 and it was like he was like, "Are you sure you want to drive me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's fine." I was like, "That's fine. Like you do your work, you do you." Like
Was that the one in, was it in LA? Because that might have been me. That was
yes,
me.
yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. Yes, I drove him to that. Yep.
I love that.
Yeah, he was
So
like I was like he could take my car or he could Uber. He was like I'll Uber and I was like, "Bitch, you're not Ubering. You're not Ubering. The fuck? I'm gonna drive you." He was like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yes, I love you. Of course I'm gonna drive you." Like
I love that.
so here's a big question I have. So you're a college student also, like, has it
Mhm.
happened yet? Because you're getting very famous, you're getting very popular. Has anybody started to recognize, like, hey, wait a minute, I know you from someplace, and you're like, ooh, crap. How do I explain this one? Oh
No,
crap, it's the professor. Is he been watching it? Oh, David.
so one of my classes, and actually the first week we did icebreakers and they wanted something interesting and I was just like, let me throw something interesting out. Because I had done like 4 professional scenes at that point, and I was just like, I'm gonna share it. So one of my classes they already knew. But they've gone to keep up with me. The other class, most people don't really know. They just know like I'm a model to some extent, and I do something, but they don't know what. I haven't had people around campus recognize me, but that being said, I'm only on campus 1 time a week. So I think that also helps. If I was there regularly all the time throughout the day, that might do something else. But I have a really big gap between my first class and my later class, so I will either be in the library, like in a little stall, just like watching something, listening to music, and doing work, or I will be in my car taking a nap. So I'm not exactly like out and about, like, hey, look at me. But like when I'm out and about in the streets, or even I was at the beach today, I had somebody follow me from the beach to my car, and I was like, oh no, this is not good. Um, and they because they recognized me, and I'm like, but just because they could they should have said something like not at my car, you know, like they could have said something on the beach, not like made it so creepy and slightly scary. But it's starting to happen in public a little bit more, but it hasn't really happened on campus. Yeah,
What are you
it
studying?
happens more to Jason than it does to me, and I really enjoy it when it happens to him. He like he freaking lights up. It's like the cutest thing ever. I'm studying sociology right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So is the plan like, let's say like your porn takes off, would you still want to do something in your field, or would you just be like, no, I'm going to do porn full time for a year or two or whatever?
I I hope to do pro porn for at least like 2 to 3 years. That's what I'm hoping for at least. A lot of my friends I've talked to that are like 5 years or up, they're kind of like they seem kind of burnt out. So I don't want to do it too long to where I'm burnt out. But I want to do it for a little bit longer for sure. Um,
And then you'll go and use your sociology degree and do something different, something more on the lines of a vanilla job.
I'm thinking something along the lines of sex therapy.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, I used to work at a sex
That's
shop and I
dope.
learned there. I really loved helping people with that kind of shit. So I was like, maybe I can do this in real life. Can I take my degree and make it into that? And apparently I can. So maybe I'll go that route.
I love that. Oh, that's so cool.
Getting back to the collabs, like, what do you look for? Because as you said, you're only working with women, so that that narrows the pool. Like, what do you look for? Is there a certain look, certain personality, certain attitude, and how much does it help having Jason as your boyfriend who could sort of vet people? Go, yeah, this girl's cool. This girl, not so much. This girl, she's reliable. This girl, yeah, she's gonna flake.
Well, if he's worked with them, like for the most part, I'm like, they've been good people to work with. Because if they're a flake or something else, he's probably not gonna end up going through working with them for a collab. Maybe he will with like pro work, but if it's a collab, like he knows he can be picky. Like he knows his worth, and like he has that option to be picky. So, but he's even though he's been picky, look how many people he's still gotten to collab with. But it's really nice that I can have him to talk to. And like I said, I've gotten really close to Arya, and he's worked with her a couple of times. Like the day before I worked with her, he had actually worked with her on a set, I believe, for Deeper or Vixen or something. And I was like, oh, that's funny. Like she and I clicked like that, and then I found that out, and I was like, even freaking better. Like you already know my boyfriend. Like I freaking love that. And she was like, oh, I fall in love with somebody in the street too, and I'm like, oh, me too. And we were both just tiny and petite, and I just love that. I just like people that are bubbly. Like I'm not really picky per se with girls I've collabed with. I just haven't really done much work with girls. um for the first time on the set recently, like I had a girl fluffer. I've never had a girl like fluff me before. And I was like, I was not saying no. I was not saying no. I'm just used to being the fluffer for people. So when she did that, I was like, oh, this is actually quite nice. So, and I was like, oh, I might want to work with her. I
I'm
might
not
want to
gonna
collab with
lie,
her.
I didn't even know that like fluffers existed. I've never done any pro scenes or mainstream stuff. So does every set have fluffers?
No, you don't have to fluff. I just carry the spirit of fluffing like everybody naturally. Like I totally do. Like the camera stops and like if I'm eating pussy, like I'm gonna keep eating the pussy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. No, I love that. See, it's so different from me because all my collabs are just like it's like, all right, we're gonna fuck now, and then we fuck and someone's filming it. And so it's never really a lot of like stopping and resetting and like all that kind of stuff. So it's I'm yeah, well, I guess like on your side,
exactly.
you go
That's
ahead, what?
nice.
Check some vitals. So I was happy here with you, and we have a lot of big things happening. A lot of events coming up, a lot of shoots for you. How do you plan it? Because you're still going to college. You're still, that's your main focus. So how do you schedule stuff and save money so that you can go to an Exotica, so you can go to an XBiz, so you can go to Exotica, New Jersey, and not go like, oh crap, I need money here. Jason, can you lend me some money? Can you lend me some money? It's like how do you plan? How much time do you plan in advance of do stuff?
So that kind of stuff is pretty new to me, honestly. Like I have my first little award ceremony this week, the XRCO Awards over in Hollywood. Those are my first ones. Like that's my first red carpet award event that I'm going to. I don't know the next event that I'll end up going to. I haven't really considered it. I didn't know how long I would end up waiting to go to my first type of awards event. Like I didn't know how long I'd have to wait, like how big I'd have to get to go to those types of awards. But people started asking me, and I was like, can I start going to those? So that actually kind of just got onto my radar a couple of weeks ago, and then I got invited to the XRCO Awards. So I was like, oh, okay, so this is on my radar. I should start looking into these things. If I would love to go over to Miami here at the end of this week, next week, but it's not quite in the budget right now, just because I didn't plan for it, and like all the hotels are like all booked up and everything. But I save money for everything else because where I live right now, I live with my uncle in San Diego, and I live in his house. So as long as I'm in school, which I'm only in school part time, I'm not full time. I wouldn't be able to balance that out. That'd be too much for me. But I am in part time, and as long as I'm doing that, he doesn't make me pay the bills. During summer, I'll pay for some bills, but this was my grandpa's house, so this house is all fully paid off for. So my uncle only pays a little bit in property taxes every year, and then the utilities on top of that. So it's not too bad. And it's nice he just kind of gets us the Costco orders and stuff. So I'll just get us food every once in a while, and coffee every once in a while. But it's really manageable. It's very budget friendly. I know my uncle like really had that intention when I moved in here a year ago. He wanted me to be able to save money and to be able to have a safe space and stuff too. So that's
Does
been
he know what
really
you
great.
do?
Oh yeah, he's like
That's
one of
awesome.
the so when I joined the industry, the day of that I signed, actually I had a surprise intervention from my mom and a couple other people in my family, and my uncle had no idea. But I got up. I actually had a hookup here from the night before, and my uncle was like, "Yo, your mom is here," and I was like, "What?"
Oh
I was like, "You're
no.
fucking kidding me," because this had happened before where my mother had shown up. I love her so much, but but if something's wrong, she will just show up in person versus trying to text me or call me because she knows I'll ignore her. So she showed up and I was like, what is happening? And they're like, we don't want you to sign your life away. And I'm like, I'm not signing my life away. I'm just signing with the agency. And they didn't understand it fully. I guess I had a cousin that snitched on me. So that was annoying. And literally only at that point when I signed, only my father and my uncle knew and supported what I was doing, because they're just like, we love you, support you, you're a free spirit, you're unique, do what you want, just be safe. I'm like,
That's
thank you.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's
no,
so
got it.
fantastic to have that support. Yeah, no, but at least you have some people. That gives me hope. I've not gotten into that subject with my family yet. They have no idea. I want to. I'm ready to tell them.
Yeah.
But no, so I definitely I get that. But it's nice that you don't have to like kind of like sneak around and be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to a friend's house. Like, no, I'm going to get my pussy stuffed by a giant dick.
It's great now because I'm like, I have Jason, so it's just like, oh, my boyfriend and my collab buddy. It works
Yeah.
out
Okay.
so
So
beautifully.
how much you guys film together versus just like
Oh,
off
not
camera
enough.
sex?
We don't film enough.
I was gonna say that. Okay, so you're like, all
We're
right, we
so
just want to
bad.
fuck.
We're
Yeah,
so
where you're like,
bad. Like, we'll go to Vegas. We've gone to Vegas twice now, and we just hardly film jack shit when we're in Vegas. We're always just like, we're
I
fucking
saw
up.
the cutest pictures you guys posted. It was like date night, and then you were in like a bathtub or something. That was so precious. So was that like real date night? And then you were like, okay, we need to take some pictures because we look so fantastic.
Yeah. So that night right before that, actually, he took me out to a really nice steakhouse in the hotel. It's called Sinatra over at the Encore over the Wind. So it was really really nice. And then we got upstairs and it was just like I was like, let me change really quick so we can go out. I need to change my shoes. And then I ended up changing the dress because I changed the shoes and I needed those shoes for the dress. And you know how it goes. So it changed. And we are like, we haven't gotten any like safe pictures, because we need some for like friends and family type social medias and some like super safe for work type pictures. Some
Oh my God.
non-sus pictures. So we were like, let's get these ones. And I told him I was gonna dress up. So he was like, I'm gonna dress up this time. And I was like, okay. And for the first time he dressed up with me and we got really, really positive feedback after that too. So I told him he needs to dress up more like that with me.
Yeah, I was scrolling through Twitter and those pictures stopped me in my tracks. I was like, "Hello, hot couple! Like, what in the world? You guys clean up so good."
Thank you. I know he looks so good in the suit. It is ridiculous. He's like my real life Ken Barbie doll. Like he's so
Aw.
isn't he like a Ken doll? He's just like
Oh no,
perfect.
he's beautiful. He's
He's
beautiful.
so beautiful. It's not fair. He's like unfairly beautiful.
It's
He was
pretty
like sculpted
annoying.
by he was sculpted by Greek gods. Like I swear to God.
Yeah.
He's so beautiful.
Well, speaking of
Oh,
beautiful, a lot of people love your Team Skeet stuff because you've done great work, and people are all of a sudden now cool. Like, we need to see more Mochi. Uh, why them? Why is Team Skeet like for you like the company you seem to be working with?
I've worked with some other ones, but like they just keep calling me back, and I've subbed in like several times for them just come save the day when people dropped out, so maybe they've seen them like I'm there and I want to be there. I bring a lot of I
relax.
like to think I've asked people like how I am on set because I want some feedback. I'm like, am I doing a good job on set? Am I bringing good energy? Like, is there anything more I could be doing? And I think I bring really good energy to the set. Like even like after a full day, I'll still have a lot of energy. Like I'll be jumping up and down, super bubbly, super excited, like giggly, laughing. And I don't know. I knew before I signed with this company, with this agency, that I wanted to work with Team Skeet really, really bad because I love their porn and the way they shot. And I don't know why them. I just really love them. And maybe I manifested that, but I got one scene with them, then I got two sub-ins, then I got another scene, then I got more sub-ins, more scenes, and then I got to ask them if I could have some merchandise. I did a collab with J Rock, and I told him I was like, I know he shot for Team Skeet, and I was like, I want to get some merchandise from them, but I think I should wait because none of my scenes had even been dropped with them yet. That I'd filmed for with them, and he pulled out his phone and had me text them, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll send you stuff." Stuff came in like 4 days later, like a whole box of stuff. And just today, I got a new box of merchandise from them. Like they asked me if they could send me a box for this month, and I'm like, "Thank you so much." So I don't know. I really love working with them because I love the treatment. It's always a really great like atmosphere on set. I love the high quality pictures and the videos, and the trailers are always so cute and funny. They make me laugh every time. And I just haven't had anything negative with the company whatsoever. So, and because they keep asking me to come back, I'm super flattered. I'm like, "Oh, so they like me like I like them?" Really? Okay, that's really affirming. Like I'm gonna go back to work with them.
It's mutual.
Exactly. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
not just me. Cool. Great.
You like me? Are there any other companies or like what's your dream company you want to work with?
Team Skeet was the cheap one, but now I have like a whole ass list that I'm like writing down of companies I want to work with. I'm hoping to get out to Miami this summer for a few weeks for sure. And there's a lot of companies I think I'd be able to knock off my list out there. Um,
Mhm.
but I want to work with Blacked really bad. I want to work with Vixen at some point. I want to work with Deeper. There's a lot of big ones I'd like to work with. I am glad that I've gotten to work with Porn Pros and Team Skeet though. Like those are two big ones. And I got to do my very first one, which was Backroom Casting Couch, the classic black couch. Like
Perfect. I
that
love
was very appropriate for my first one. I really liked that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ooh, I
So
want to work
before
with
we
Brazzers more too. Brazzers more too. I've only gotten to be an extra. I would like to actually, have sex on camera for Brazzers. That'd be great.
so I gotta ask, because you do with all this going on,
Mhm.
what and you mentioned your goal for after porn, but in the meantime, like what do you want to do in terms of your own brand? Because you have an OnlyFans, you have many vids and all that stuff. Like how much work goes into that in terms of like thinking, okay, how am I gonna brand myself? What do we want to do? This is I get to pick the groceries, I get to create the scenes, I get to do all this stuff. Like how much do you look sometimes sit there and go, okay, this is what I want to do. I can't do it right now for any of these other companies because they have their own thing, but I want to do something different.
If I have ideas that like I can't do at that moment, like if it's something with other people or somewhere else, like different location, I have little notes of ideas that I'll write down everything. If it's things with certain people, I have shared notes with them, so I will literally add it there. Um, but I feel like I haven't come across too many things. I have little things I want to do for myself, but like I usually just write them down if I can't actually carry them out like then and there or that week. If it's something that's like a goal I have to work up to. Like I'm taking a break from anal right now because I've had some digestive issues. So I'm stopping with that. Because when I do that, I like to make sure I'm fully prepared every time, right? And that sometimes hurts the stomach. So I'm taking a little break from that. But with anal for a while, I was like I had goals I was working up to. So I had like, little checklists where I was just like, okay, you did this, you did this, you did this. You're trying to get down to here though. It's like you're going do 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 do.
Oh, are those like you do solo videos with that? Like toy
Yeah.
videos and that kind of stuff? Okay.
Yeah,
See,
honestly, yeah.
I'm not a big toy fan. Like I don't do solo videos on my page really at all. I'm just like, I want to get dick down and that's it.
I'm honestly just newly trying to get into more solo content. Like I used to do it in
Yeah.
the very beginning when I did it. Then it was more collab stuff. And now I'm like, ooh, I want to hone into my OnlyFans more again. And what should I do to like change it up a little bit? I should probably accommodate more to like people that are coming to the page just to see me, not just to see the stuff I'm doing with other people that want to see Mochi, people that want to see me. So I figured I should do more of that. But it sometimes feels a little weird because I don't really, unless I'm using my wand, I don't really use toys by myself typically. So it is a little bit different when I'm playing with them on camera for myself. Like I have to almost play with myself with the wand before I go on camera with it because I have to like kind of acclimate to it almost. Like I'm like, okay, this is your way of pleasure right now. Okay. This is good. This is not the
Yes,
normal.
you like this.
This is not Jason's dick, but this is going to be okay. Like
Yeah.
this is good. This is good, pussy. This is okay.
You got this.
This is not human. This is not a sexy human being, but that's okay.
Oh my
It's
God,
okay.
that's so funny. See, more power to you because I'm such a brat. I'm just like, I don't want to. I'm not gonna.
I'm something of a brat, a submissive, and a princess, like combined, all those combined. So I
Yeah.
understand that. I understand that. But my bratty side really fails when I'm with Jason because apparently I just don't really say no because it's kind of hard to say no. Like if I try to say no, he corrects me so fast, and I'm just like, okay.
What could you possibly have to say no to him though?
I don't know. If I'm trying to say no, I'm constantly trying to say like, dude, you know you want it, but don't say you want it. Say no right now. Like you got this. Like
Give him a hard
willpower.
time. Make it beg for it.
Exactly. And I try to be a brat, and then he just does the thing that I love. My
Oh,
biggest kink is asphyxia play and choking, so he just got to go, "Huh," and I go, yeah, surrender.
well,
I
those eyes
surrender.
too. Those pretty eyes. It's just like game over.
They're so freaking gorgeous. I made him this dream catcher for his birthday in December, like 3 weeks after I met him. I poured like 8 hours of my time into this beautiful dream catcher. His favorite color is gold, but I didn't want to do it just gold. I wanted something else, so I was like, I'm gonna do the color of his eyes. So I did like all these different types of beautiful greens, to match his
Oh,
eyes and bring out the gold. And it's just in his room, and it's his eyes are so freaking beautiful. It's not fair. I'm like, there's me with like my dark brown, almost black eyes, and he's got these beautiful
you are gorgeous though.
eyes.
You have your look and it's perfect. And honestly, I think that I can see like why doing solo stuff is smart because people do like you have that look. People just want to come see you. Like you're just tiny and adorable and I love it.
Thank you so much. You're adorable too.
Thanks.
Well, we got to
Hey,
wrap this up, unfortunately. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to have on the show my co-host Josie Jaxxon, and of course, you got to check her out. She's going to be a big star this year. I give you it's Mochi Mona. So Mochi, before let's let you go, where can fans check you out? Where's the Instagram, the Twitter, the OnlyFans, the ManyVids? Where can fans hit you up at?
okay, so I'm my Twitter's been doing really good so far. It has not gotten shut down. I'm really happy. I'm almost at 5K. So that's like the Mochi Mona XXX. I know it's typical. And my OnlyFans is the Mochi Mona, and then Instagram is the Mochi Mona with two A's. Yeah, so special. I can't believe the Mochi Mona was taken. I was mad, but it is what it is. Twitter's been really my main social media platform lately, though. That's a really good one for me to
Girl, get
communicate
on
with people on.
Reddit.
I should get on Reddit. Yeah, I've heard a lot about Reddit.
It's like the worst place on the internet, but it's also the best place to promote.
I'm okay with that. I've got a really dark, fucked up sense of humor, honestly, for how adorable this is.
I love it.
I can go there. I can hang there.
Mochi Mona, ladies and gentlemen, once again, always on a pleasure having you on the show. We come back, a lot more going on here, only on It's After Hours, only on Full Swap Radio.